this is Heda. In the online bullet journal community, I see a lot of students who ask what to do with their journal when they're not in school. So many people seem to think that there is a right way and a wrong way to use your journal, but the truth is, none of that is real. There are many right ways and no wrong ways. However you want to use your journal is right. However, if your journal is used mainly for the purpose of staying organized during school and university semesters, you may feel like your journal loses its purpose over longer breaks from school. Maybe you have a long spring break or a long summer break. That's why in this video, I'll share with you a few tips on how to still use your journal even when you don't have homework and assignments. First, let's look at monthly spreads. Try minimizing your monthly calendar. You may need less space than you usually do because your schedule is not as hectic as it is during the semester. Maybe try making the calendar on one page and something different on the other side, like decoration, kind of like a cover page, or maybe a habit tracker. Next, let's look at weekly spreads. During the school year, you may feel like you need structure and clear, distinct boxes for each day and so on. Perhaps for the summer, you can try to be more fluid, maybe test a running list. To do this, you can, for example, decorate your spread first and then put in the header for the first day of the week. Write tasks and event below the header. Then stop. Sit down every night or every morning whenever you feel like it and make the next header and the tasks you need to do the following day. Maybe you have no tasks. You can write as much or as little as you want about the day that just passed and use your journal like a diary. This is really fun and you're free to write whatever you want. No boxes. If you need a tiny bit of structure, maybe you can try to make a box with sections for each day of that week with just enough space to write down important things like parties, events, or shifts at your part-time job. This way, you will also have room to glue in little pictures or write down a quote or whatever you pick up that day. You can also use your journal as a travel journal. If you're lucky enough to be traveling during the break, you can use your journal to plan and record your travels. You can glue in tickets, receipts, stamp cards from stores, pictures, etc. Making travel spreads can be really fun and you can make them in your regular bullet journal or make a separate journal. If you don't travel very often, it may be more useful to put it in your regular bullet journal because it would take a really long time to fill up a whole travel journal. And overall, travel spreads are just really fun. I tend to not just make travel spreads for long trips, but also for short trips. So another option can be to make travel spreads such as these, where you fill in a map and kind of fill in the countries or counties that you've been to. And this is also a really fun way to record your travels. If you're like me and won't do much or any traveling this summer, you can check out what there is to do in and around the city or town where you live. Perhaps there are some museums you've never visited, a mountain or a hill you've never hiked up, or something similar. You can go on an architecture walk and look at all the building styles, take pictures, or try drawing them. You can make a bucket list of all the things you can do where you live and tick them off as you do them. I've, for example, written swim in the fjord in my bucket list, and this is something that I will definitely do, but I don't know exactly when because summer in Norway is very confusing and not very warm. You could also make a spread with goals. Perhaps there's something you really want to achieve over the break. Perhaps you want to start working out or run a half marathon or learn how to drive a car or a boat or learn how to make really good milkshakes. You can make a spread about your goals for the summer, for example. This can be very similar to a bucket list, except a bucket list will have activities on it, while a goal page should have achievements on it. So that's kind of how I differentiate between a bucket list and a page with goals. Because I'm in the northern hemisphere and it is summer where I am right now, I will also suggest making a spread for summer memories. You can make a spread where you slowly over the course of the summer fill in memories from the break. You can also make a summer in pictures type of spread where you put one picture from each week, for example. These can be Polaroid pictures if you have a Polaroid camera or just printed photos. You can actually make fake Polaroid pictures by printing a photo and cutting it in a Polaroid shape. So pretty much just crop your photo in a square and then you just cut it in a rectangle instead of cutting it just along the edges. So there is no need to spend extra money on a camera. I am really looking forward to using this Gudetama Polaroid film that I bought in Japan, and I think it will look really cute, especially with my theme for July, which is kind of cold blue and yellow tones. I purposefully did not mention studying in this video. Of course, if you want to spend your break from school studying, by all means do that, but I encourage you all to take a proper break from school. I know it may be hard to believe if you're in middle or high school and school is literally your whole life, but school isn't everything. School is not the only thing that matters. And while we should always be learning new things, there are other ways to learn than with your nose stuck in a book and buried in study notes all summer long. Most people need a real break from your usual routine, some breathing room where you can give your brain a break and focus on other things. There are so many beautiful things in life, and it would be sad to not experience them because you're too busy reading about them. I'm not saying you shouldn't study and work hard in school. I'm saying it's important to have a balance and not think that there is only one way to do something, because that's not how the world works. That being said, I hope you're all having a wonderful summer break if you're lucky enough to have one. So that's all I wanted to say today, and I hope you like this video. Please click the subscribe button if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!